So we're getting ready to design some bridges using the West Point Bridge Designer. So you should be in Google Classroom right now, guys. Open up the assignment. It's right here. Here's a link to the virtual bridge building website. Click that. And we need to download the program. So from this page, there's a download button. It gives you a few options. Try the 2016 Windows. Okay, so click that. You might have to do a little waiting. I just hope it doesn't take as long for you guys as it does for me, but it'll get there. Okay, so it says the download is starting. Now this window pops up. The file is going to be called 8. That's all right. You want to save it into the downloads folder. That should be the first one that pops up. Click save. Once this finishes loading, you'll see that it says 8.zip. So click that link to open it up. Now you're going to click here where it says setup and then this file name. Okay, then it'll say this application may depend on other compressed files. All you have to do is click extract all. So it says where is it going to be extracted to? Whatever it chooses for you is going to work, and just click extract. Once it copies these items, you get these two. The top one is a link to the website. That's not what we need. What we need is the application. So you click this one, it says setup again. Double click it, and it's going to ask you if you want to run the file. Yes, you want to run it. Might have to wait a few minutes again. Okay, there it goes. Now this is the installer of the program. It says if you want to install the program, click next to continue. So click next. Okay. This is the license agreement. Just click I agree. And these are the two things we want to install. They're already check marked. So click next. This is where it's going to download to. This is the folder in the computer. That's fine. Click next. It's going to be called Bridge Designer 2016. So that's what we want to install. Okay, it says installation is complete. Thanks for choosing to use our software. Now we want to run it. So click on this button and click finish. Now the program is going to open up. So now let me walk you through this part. We're going to create a new bridge design. It says when you use the bridge designer, your objective is to design a truss bridge that costs as little as possible while still passing the load test with no member failures. Okay. Now we're going to do a few steps here. It says read the design requirement. As a civil engineer, work for the State Department of Transportation, you're responsible for designing a truss bridge to carry a 2-lane highway across this river valley. Your objectives are 1, to ensure that the bridge can carry its own weight, to include the weight of the reinforced concrete deck, plus the weight of a standard truck loading. 2, to keep the cost of the project as low as possible. And it says for the complete design specifications, click the help button below. This is your criteria, guys, to make sure that the bridge is going to support itself and a truck, and that the project is going to be as cheap as possible. So now that you know that, you can click next. We are not participating in a local contest, so you can leave no and go to next. Now the deck elevation, we want to leave it at the highest one possible. So we're going to leave standard abutments. We're going to leave no piers, it's just one span. And we are not going to do any cable anchorages. So far, this bridge, just like that, is going to be $63,200. Here's where you guys have a little bit of a choice now. Now, the deck material, you can choose medium strength concrete. It's a little thicker. Here you have high strength concrete. It's going to be a little thinner. And if you click, you can see the difference. Then here it says the loading, a standard 225 kilonewton truck, 2 lanes. That's what we want to start off with, guys. So once you decide which one you want to use here, leave this standard, then you can click next. Now there are a few truss templates that you can use. So through truss is above the deck. Deck trusses tend to be below, and you have 3 different designs, guys. So you can choose which one you think you want to go ahead and try out. Doesn't matter to me. Like I said, as long as yours is cheaper than everybody else's. So I'm going to click the first one just because that was the first thing listed. Okay. Now here's the important part where it says designed by. You're going to put your first name and last name. And click next. Okay. Now here's how you design it. 1, you click the finish button to activate the drawing board. I'll show you how that works in a minute. You're going to draw the joints. That's where beams connect together. The members are like the beams. Then you run the load test to check the strength of your bridge. Strengthen any members that fail during the load test, and then optimize the design by minimizing its cost. I'll show you guys how to take care of that too. Okay, so let's click finish to start building. So now you get this, guys, and you'll see there's an outline of what your bridge should look like. Wherever you're going to have beams connected, you can add these points here. Okay, these down here should already be taken care of. Okay, so that's how you add the joints. Now to add members or the beams, you have to draw from one joint to another to connect them, like so. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 just to show you how to get that started. Now these are carbon steel bars. They are solid bars, and this is the thickness of the bars. You can change the material. That'll affect the price. You can make it either solid or hollow. That'll affect the price too. And here you can change the thickness. So let's say I want to make that one beam thicker, then I could come down here and the largest I can make it is 500. Okay. Then I can draw that new beam if I need it. You'll see it's way thicker. That might be a little too thick. And if you take a look at the cost here, guys, you will see the difference. Okay. Over here on this side, you have a table that will show you all the different costs of things. Now, if you need to, you can always erase stuff as well. Let's say, this is too thick. Click on the eraser, click on the piece that you want to get rid of. Now let's say, okay, I want to change the thickness of this. If I click this piece, I can come back here and I can change it just like that. So now I made it a bit thinner. Okay. Once you have everything in place, then you come here and you click the run the load test. And it'll tell you whether it's going to work or not. Okay. So that should get you started. If you have any other questions, just let me know. I'll come over to you and help you figure things out. Good luck.